Hello there, Tim Tanner, Tanner's Tamarack Farm. November 8th, beautiful day, sun's a shining. Combine still broke down, but like I said, we're gonna stick with the positive here. So we're gonna haul corn out. I guess we already shipped one load in this morning. I'm gonna take the second one while I'm running. Somebody's gonna fill them so we can be a little bit efficient. Kind of what I wanted to talk about today is we kind of updated our fleet. This new truck here we bought about a month ago took over this old yellow one behind me with the old steel trailer. And kind of the point is what I was going to talk about is these old steel trailers. We had two of them. We had one that was a 40-foot, I believe they're wheelers, and a 28-foot. So this one went down on us last year. The clam underneath it, when we were opening the box, it actually stripped the gears so it wouldn't close all the way. Now we tried to get in there, and we did get in there and get it on the right gear so it did close all the way, but we found when we dumped it, like a week later, we kept dumping it, and those gears are so broke that it keeps flopping open and jumping gears. So it was just time, instead of rebuilding it, this old rusty trailer, to go down the road. So we ended up purchasing this 42-foot, 41-foot Wilson Commander trailer. It's got the incline sides there. Holds about 1,000 bushel. Well, that's been a great trailer. We really love with it. So we didn't want to update to a second trailer just because we got a new truck, we got a new trailer at the first of the year. We said, you know what? That's a little bit too much money there for our transport. But as what happened is our old 28-foot trailer, which is back in the weeds now, it actually started rusting out underneath here, and this actually buckled. So if you could see, the old trailer actually buckled. So we said, whoa, we gotta make a decision fast. So that's one of the points, is I wish we could have waited till after harvest, because trailers kind of would go down in price. But you know, when things happen like that, you just gotta bite the bullet and come up with find one. So is what we did is we got on truck paper there. It's kind of like Tractor House or any other magazine, but it was on an app. And I found this other trailer down in Norwalk, Ohio. It's 41-foot Wilson. Now it's a pace setter. It doesn't have the bent, you know, the angle sides. You can actually see how this one's kind of angled and those ones are straight up. Now, when I called the guy, I'm like, yeah, you know, it's got shakers on it, which shakers are actually on the bottom of the hoppers. It actually shakes, like if you wanted to put fertilizer or DDG or some other heavier material than grain. So it does have those on there. And I just figured, hey, it was kind of the same trailer other than the, you know, shaker. It was a, you know, 41-foot, so it should hold 1,000 bushel. Well, I took the semi all the way down there, which was 140 miles away, and got looking at it, got underneath it. Beautiful trailer, not much rust, 2013. Now, that's a 2008, so we're 5 years newer. I mean, the thing's immaculate. The guy who had it, Mark Schaefer Farms down there in Norwalk, I mean, they really take care of their stuff. I was really impressed with it. But the problem is when I climbed up in it, you know, I already drove 140 miles, kind of tired. I'm not a trucker. I'll tell you what, those guys that truck, they sure earn their living. Not easy, pretty stressful. But you can see how it's actually a dump trailer for like fertilizer and DDG, where there's more of an angle straight down. So you don't use the whole hopper, you see? So we were kind of got down there. I go, shit. What the heck's this? So I call my dad and brother, the other two chiefs, and they're kind of hem-hawing. Oh man, we drove all that way. We really need a trailer. You know, we kind of debated about it, and they said, make a decision, you know. And we talked back and forth. My dad's like, you know what? That older truck we have probably only needs to be hauling 800 bushel anyways. So this one, the guy said we could hold 800 to 850. So I ended up getting it. A little bit depressed, you know, a little bit not too happy with it just because when we got there. But I think it's going to work out pretty good. I hauled my first load in. I got 837 bushel. I did overload the back a little bit. Just new trailer, trying to figure out how to do it. But I think it's really going to work out good for us. So, and if we don't like it, we can always, you know, flip it or find somebody. The ethanol plant sells DDG around here, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be some haulers looking for a nice trailer like this. So, but that was kind of my excursion yesterday, what was that, 4 days ago? So, but other than that, I'm gonna haul our old semi, which you can see behind us. See how it's all the way deep. It don't have these little flat sides now. I'm gonna haul that one in the town. One of either dad or brother are gonna start loading up the other one for me. So here we are at the Albion ethanol plant. The grain side sits back there. This is the ethanol plant. It's in Albion, Michigan. The Andersons, they own it. Another fun fact, my brother actually, he works off the farm, and he's been working for them for about 15 years now, almost since the ground floor of the starting of ethanol. So he knows this plant pretty in and out. This is one of the more efficient plants in the country. The reason is they get, like, I think 5 byproducts off a bushel of corn. One of the big ones is they're pumping the CO2 right over to the CO2 plant over here where they make dry ice. So there's one commodity that they're making, dry ice. Then they make ethanol, which is the second. Then they also produce, it's called DDG. DDG is another byproduct from a bushel of corn. They'll scoop that up after they get the ethanol out of there and load it up and go feed it to cows, pigs, livestock. Pretty good value. The other thing that they grab is, I believe, is a corn syrup that you'll find in a lot of your food products. So let's see, we got DDG, corn syrup, CO2, ethanol. So there's 4 byproducts that they're just grabbing. I mean, they're using every little piece of corn to use all these products. So they're pretty efficient. We're pretty fortunate to have them in our area. They keep the basis, and when I mean basis, the price pretty high here, and so we like delivering here. It's a pretty good spot to make some money. We're only 8 miles away. But there's the grain side. I mean, it's a huge facility. They load the ethanol trucks out from the tankers right there. But I'm gonna haul into this pit and drop the grain and weigh out, see how many bushel we sold today. All right, I'm on my loading my 4th truck right now. My brother's on his 2nd, delivering the 2nd. He'll be back to load up a 3rd. Well, I'm loading the back half. I come in here and see what my dad was up to. And he's, what happened is when we were having problems feeding the corn into this row, it's kind of the outside row, so sometimes it takes 2 corn rows. We thought, well, maybe the clutches were going bad. So to kind of try that out, is what we did is, and the clutches were bad, and these are the clutches right here, is what they do here on the tire is when you get something caught in that row clutch, it lets it slip so it doesn't break anything in that row. So we thought that was pretty wore, which it was. So to see if that would fix the problem, we tacked a weld on those row clutches. Well, I mean, it helped, don't get me wrong. It definitely let the corn flow in there a little bit better. But now that we rebuilt the head, we're gonna replace those row clutches under here. So now that we got the head rebuilt, if we do get a stick or something stuck in there and it doesn't allow it to slip like this, you're in trouble. You're gonna be replacing a lot more. So that's what he's up to today. Today already on the farm. Sometimes I get in a rush and I'm going about 90 miles an hour. And when I left, I shut down the auger, and I must have went over and shut down the leg, but I didn't shut down the motor to the auger. So it sat here and burnt the belt off. Well, my brother showed up to load his truck. It was, the leg was plugged. Not bad. We had to unplug it do all these 4 bolts, drop it, corn came all over. Should took video, but people weren't too happy, so I wasn't gonna bust the camera out. Shoveled it up, got everything else. We found some 60s on the shelf, actually 62s. We need some 60s. Parts closed, stores were closed, so those will get us to load 2 trucks tonight. In the morning I'm gonna have to go get some new belts and put them back on. But the next job is I'm gonna load this last truck, and then I'm gonna do a little inspection. I gotta climb to the top of the bend. We've noticed that you see this little dust and stuff coming off the bend. This stuff right here, we just noticed it. It's just little cracks. It's not full kernels, so that's kind of telling. So I'm going to climb all the way up to the top of that bend and see if I can find a hole or why it's leaking. This system is only about a couple years old, so that's a new bend. I think it's probably 5 years old. So I'm going to load this truck out, and then I'll climb up there and tell you what I find. All right, I'm up here on top of the bend. The only thing I could see is maybe this collar. I tightened this up. I brought a 9/16. Tightened this bolt up. It looked like it had a little bit of a gap maybe there. There is quite a bit of debris up here. I don't know if you can see. They're very fine fines. I do have a little hole. Next time I come up here, I'm gonna patch with probably a caulk gun. But what I want to do is I want to wait until we're running it and we're drying. We get back in the corn. I think I'm gonna come back up here when it's actually, you know, having corn dumped down this tube. So maybe I can find a little bit better. But I've inspected it, and that's the best I could find. Is that collar. So that's kind of what we're doing. Other than that, like I said, I'll have to come back up. But a beautiful view from way up here. There's the lake. I don't know if you can see the farm. There's Grandma on her mower, aka Mom. But not as high as the lake, but I could deer hunt up here for sure with a rifle or a 44. All right, we have the trucks loaded in line, ready to go in the town first thing in the morning. Everything, the oil's back in. We blew out the air filter. Just gonna get ready to get started as soon as my dad, he's gonna wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Had about 4 hours down Columbus, Indiana, where the warehouse is, where we got to grab the parts. So then we'll start putting it back together, hopefully about 1 o'clock tomorrow. But is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean the rock trap. I'm gonna blow off all the dust, just get it all clean through a Kitty Cat 470. So under here there's actually a rock trap. Kind of interesting. They build these so if you ever do pick up stones, hopefully this trap will catch it before it goes in and wrecks your whole machine. Normally we don't find many rocks in there. I've got to peel it out and get on the other side of the dust. Actually the dust is blowing this way, so but we normally roll all of our beans, so we normally don't pick up anything. If anything we get is maybe a stick that's kind of got blown into a field off a tree. Other than that, she needs a good blow job, I guess. So other than that, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, I've been blowing off this combine here with the air hose right there, and I'm waiting for the air compressor to feed up. I also got a respirator when I do this and get in here and blow all this dust. Now, if you ask any farmer, soybean dust, it's pretty flammable, but it's the worst thing ever made. I mean, when it gets on you, it makes your whole body itchy. You can't breathe. You get it in your nose. I mean, you wake up the next morning. It's just nasty stuff. It's kind of more of a peon job, but I guess I'm a low man on the totem pole here at Tanner's Tamarack. So I guess it was my job. So they're in there working on that slip clutch there on the combine. I wouldn't want to be doing that either. That's not coming off too easy. So they're in there doing that. I'm going to take a little break, go get me some silver bullets, and go from there. But if anybody knows Mike Rowe, tell him come here for a dirty job.